Hello, Liberty Knight here. Going to be talking about YouTube's latest policy change, or at least a change that's been in place for the last year, and they're just now making people aware of it and how it impacts the community at large. So let's go into details with what they're censoring, or soft censorship is what they're doing. So we'll start with sexual suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor. So that does that mean all the rap videos, all those videos that have talk about booties will go down too, or any of those bigger channels. They're gonna do Miley Cyrus videos. That's sexually explicit, so that's a broad brushstroke right there. So that'll affect music videos. So that's people right there. Violence, including displays of serious injury and events related to extreme violence. Does that mean, uh, videos about documentary of wars or anything to do with combat-related things? I can think of a couple in my head. People, Skrilgrim, I watch him. He can be considered in that displays of violence and serious injury because he's promoting, martial arts, which at the end of the day is, violence, which I have no problem with. Me personally, I actually like his channel. I like all his content, so no problem there. So that's very broad as well of what they mean. Inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. That is a lot of channels are going to be taking out. That's going to be let's play videos. That's going to be anything to do with, movie stars because they cuss a lot in their stuff. What else? That includes any prank videos. That's going to include them. So are they going the route of pure censorship here, where you can't express yourself freely? So for me, right there, I think is a non-issue when people cussing. So another one, promotion of drugs, related substances, including selling and abuse of such drugs. They are legalizing marijuana in the United States. So all those promotional things to do with marijuana, are those videos going to be taken down? What about Seth Rogen and his videos? And there's another. I know there's a channel getting high with stars or whatever it is. So is that channel going to be affected as well as monetization? So they're going to be hitting a lot of people and pissing off a lot of people. And then the last one that's got a lot of people upset because this is essentially aimed at any alternative news network, which to me sounds like some. I think Hillary Clinton said she wanted to go after alternative news sources, and this would be the best way to go after them rather than cracking down and doing hard crackdowns on these people. Use soft censorship. You make them self-censor rather than doing anything overt. So controversial or sensitive subjects, that's completely vague. It can be anything. Anything can be sensitive. Events. So what do they mean by that? Just any event? Controversial events? So, I mean, so a news channel talking about like KKK or those people, the Westboro Baptist Church, talking about their upcoming events and letting people know, hey, these people are going to be at this location, this location. So they're going to de-incentivize people, letting other people know about those events and how to, counteract them. And also the one that's stupid to me, because everyone needs to know about this stuff because it's world news, it's important, and everyone should have a voice and should be everyone's checking each other, checks and balances. It's the subject related to war. So what does that mean? Does that mean let's play videos of World War II games? Does that mean World War II documentaries, World War One documentaries talking about actual war? Does that mean current events? Does that mean talking of historic wars? Does that mean science fiction wars? So that, I mean, they're not telling all here. That means very broad. It's kind of more or less whatever they choose it to be. Anything to deal with war. So bug wars would be affected by this because it's related to war, isn't it? Bug wars. So that's something right there. Political conflicts. There's always political conflicts, including right now with YouTube's policies. People are always using the platform to debate each other, and if you take away that from the content creators, I know you're not taking it away, but you're de-incentivizing people doing it because people do make a living off, YouTube. I don't. I have like 80 subscribers, but I'm just voicing my opinion as a small subscriber that these are, terrible, terrible policies. They're broad. They can mean anything. Natural disasters and tragedies. Really? So people that make, documentaries about tornadoes or hurricanes, or they make or those tornado hunters, they're gonna be affected by this, because they probably have channels dedicated towards natural disasters. They're not promoting tornadoes killing people because you can't control Mother Nature. Mother Nature, that's stupid. All they're doing is spreading awareness of these natural disasters, and then so it doesn't make sense. And then the tragedies, I guess I kind of get that, because you're not trying to incentivize people promoting tragedies, but that's not what people are doing. They are relaying information that should be readily available to the public about tragedies around the world. It happens. It's shitty, but it happens. So I would want alternative news sources telling me about these tragedies, and people checking each other and pointing out these things. And if they're a good content creator, they're enjoyable, they can get points across, they should earn money. I'm sorry, they should. That's a free market. And the whole thing in the end is just another nail biter right there. Even if they don't show any of that stuff, they just merely speak about it. That's telling you right there what they think about it. You merely mention it. So they are restricting free speech right there. They will demonetize your video, which I think is a pretty scummy thing to do for YouTube to do. So these are my opinions on the matter. Sorry, I've been ranting for a while. It just, gosh, heading down a dark path, and I hope everyone chooses liberty over tyranny. To me, this is tyrannical. If they keep this up, I will no longer support YouTube. I know I'm making this video right now, but it's the number one platform for videos. There's another alternative you can use, is Minds.com. I was referred to it by Dave Cullen, or whatever his name is. I'm bad with names, so I'm going to put a link down below in the description. Alright, for the most part, it probably doesn't affect the bigger channels too much, because they have a lot of money and income, but it affects people like me and other people that are smaller, because it de-incentivizes people making news channels, because what they're going after is anyone that talks about war-related things, anyone that talks about natural disasters, anyone that talks about political conflict of any kind, or anything. It's just very vague in general. It's like a broad brush. So a lot of people are getting affected. I know Young Turks are being affected, and some other channels that are really big, and they lost monetization of some of their videos without even being notified until recently. So for me, I think that's a stab at the community, the content creators, because they're the ones who make YouTube great. Without them, there would be no income, no flow of money. I know they're appealing to their advertisers, but in the end, they gotta remember they need customers to buy those products. And if they're not supporting the community at large, like everyone, then they're gonna be losing subscribers. They're gonna be losing people watching videos, because people will be self-censoring because they don't want to lose that money. And I think they should really look at that policy and either tweak it or get rid of it altogether, because that affects a lot of news. Like I can think off the top of my head, Vice News, they have nothing but war-related stuff or things about around the world. And I think those are important for people on YouTube to have access to. And when you de-incentivize the ability to create that content, eventually those channels are going to get shut down because they have no source of income other than probably Patreon. So what they're telling everybody is they will no longer support, freedom of speech, freedom of the press. So to me, it's not a good thing to do, especially with a company as big as YouTube. You'd think they'd be a little bit smarter about this. Hopefully in the coming months they change their mind. I just can't see how they can move forward with a policy like this. Well, let me know about your thoughts down below in the comments. This is Liberty Knight signing off.